With 2023 here, we at Truck and Hustle would like to thank you for your love and support. 2022 was an amazing year, full of grand events like Freight Fest and tons of great podcast content. Matter of fact, I went through the analytics and looked at our top 5 most viewed videos of 2022, and we're going to share some highlights of them for you now. Enjoy.
5. So now you start purchasing semis. How many semis do you kind of grow to?
We grew to about 36 semis.
Okay.
65 box trucks.
Now, and those 36, you're purchasing all of those?
We purchased. These are all bought.
Why are you now purchasing as opposed to the lease model that you use with Amazon? What was the difference?
Now, we were making enough money where we can control the maintenance and everything else at a much cheaper cost than the dollar amount it would cost on a lease plan with the mileage adding up. So it was getting to a point where we built this facility.
Yep.
And it's like, hey, I had a couple guys that were diesel mechanics, and I said, hey, let's bring them in and we'll do our own diesel mechanics. We'll do our own PMs and so on and so forth, our brake chain, our own DOTs and everything like that.
Okay.
All the simple work we'll do in-house.
Okay.
Anything major we'll do at a dealer, But that was the best way to go at that time. And I said, well, and I feel like that's the best way there is to go.
Okay.
Because
there's a lot of different,
Sure.
People say different things, right?
Correct.
People say
correct.
leasing is the way to go when you want to scale up, and
Correct.
some people say buying is the way to go. So it's
Correct.
interesting.
Correct. It is. I gotta say, leasing is nice when you want to scale up because, like I said, that uncontrollable cost begins to get a little mitigated because you don't look up and you need a motor or a transmission or you need this. That's not a worry for you.
Right.
You turn it in, give me a new truck.
Right.
So what I did was I believe in new equipment. Okay, just me. Anybody else can tell you different. I'm fine with that. I'm okay with their opinion and how they run their business. But for me, new equipment all day.
Yeah.
2 people you're gonna pay. You're gonna pay the bank or the mechanic. I'd rather pay the bank.
Gotcha.
Why? Why would I rather pay the bank?
Why would you rather pay the bank?
All right. Consistency.
Yeah.
New equipment commands consistency. Drivers love new equipment. Good drivers do.
Yeah.
And that's a good marketing tool when you're talking with a customer. Hey, listen, our oldest unit is a 2020. The chances of breaking down with your load on the back is slim to none. And if it does, we have our own towing company that will haul another rig to the scene and get you going. We'll pull out the truck that's got a problem. We'll hook up a new one, get that driver on the road.
Yeah.
And that's the consistency is key in trucking.
Right. And you had to have a great relationship with a bank and credit. I'm sure that played the big part in it.
Absolutely.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Absolutely.
Like just being able to finance these trucks.
Sure.
What's your strategy? And because that's a lot, 36 units.
Yes.
All finance.
Yes.
So what's your strategy?
Yep. It was once you have a relationship with one financial institution, you'll start to get more. In the beginning, it's hard because it's not like it used to be. You know how people use the word business credit? Okay. You got to be careful with that because it's not like what it used to be. Business credit used to be, you can just go get a tax ID number, blah, blah, blah. That's a separate entity. Now it can build its own credit. And they don't look at it. Banks don't look at it like that no more. They know someone's running that. How is your credit? How is your personal credit?
Right.
They want to know that first.
Right.
Because that's going to dictate how you're going to run that business.
Right.
If you're not paying your We Energies bill now, what makes you think you're gonna pay this bill?
Yeah, that's a fact.
So in the beginning, it was a little hard, business, but I must say the snack business helped because they knew I was in business already for so many years, and we owned those trucks. We financed them and we paid them off, and they said, okay, we can kind of take more of a chance with this guy.
Okay.
And my personal credit is excellent. So they're like, okay, well, let's do that. Truck, no problem. 0 down. Here you go. Take it.
0 down.
Go. Yeah. Ever since then, just name how many we need. We got 10 coming next week. It's
yeah.
They don't care. Show us the financials. I probably showed financials maybe 2 or 3 times in the last 7 years.
Right.
They start to know who you are, what you stand for, how you pay your bills, to give you anything you want.
Got you. So that relationship with that one institution is key. And showing that past performance. They know you have run a good business. You have good structure set up.
Absolutely.
And you're good to go.
Good to go.
So everything is zero down. You got to put nothing down.
Zero down. Zero down.
Not the first one, though.
First one.
First one was zero down, too.
Zero down.
Because they looked at the other stuff.
That's correct. Business. That's correct.
Okay, cool.
Yep. Then they start learning how you are, what you do. And it's endless from there, you know. Now, sometimes you choose to put some money down because you got an older unit that you're going to trade in. You'll take that equity, roll it onto the new unit. That's your down. Or you can take a check. I'd rather just roll it onto the new unit, have a smaller payment, and, you know, maybe, you know, yeah, could you have walked away with 50, 60,000, you know, whatever, on an equity check on the old unit? Sure. But why not just throw that on the new unit and have cheaper payment and have a truck that's, you know, 1/3 paid for, you know?
Yeah.
So
how do you look at paying these trucks down? Because that's a lot to carry in terms of debt.
Sure.
So what's your strategy to pay these trucks down?
Sure, absolutely. I don't pay nothing extra. How you like that strategy?
I love it.
Pay the payment.
Pay the payment.
You know why?
Why?
Because I'm out of them in 2 or 3 years.
Okay. Got you.
That's it.
Right.
Whatever equity they have in them, I'll roll it over to the next truck, and
that's that.
That's that.
Okay. So
new equipment.
Keep on keeping new equipment.
By the time you take over a 12-month span of that old unit that you bought that was in the shop 7 times, now taking into consideration you had to buy you had to get a rental truck. What did that cost you?
Right.
Your downtime. You know what I mean? What loads did you miss? You know what I mean? And then the cost of fixing these trucks is no joke.
Right.
It's nothing to have your truck break down as 10, 15,000. How much is a payment on one of these new ones? $2,000.
Crazy. Yeah.
$2,000.
Yeah.
Now do $2,000 times 12. You got 3 breakdowns that cost you 15, 20,000. You were paying for a brand new truck that could have been rolling already.
So every 3 years you're in something new.
All the time.
And how much are you usually able to apply to the next set of equipment in terms of for the truck?
Usually, now this recent one was real nice. Okay. Because you've seen the equipment market.
Crazy.
It was crazy.
It's doubled.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
We were able to get 80,000 in equity on our 18s and 19s. You know, so I was able to roll that over.
That's crazy. You killed it on this time around.
Yeah, we have 2023s coming, and we just got 4 2023 Peterbilts that just came. And
but on the flip side though, you killed it on the equity in your truck, but the other trucks were still expensive as well. You know what I'm saying?
Because I ordered them a year ago.
Okay.
It's nothing to order the trucks. Yeah. And when they come, you can say, no, I don't want them anymore. Or you can say yes.
Wow.
That's game now. It's close.
That's definitely some game. Yeah. So
before the inflation, I beat the inflation. I still got them at $145,000 a unit. They're going for $250 right now a unit.
But that wasn't intentional. That was luck.
That was luck. But I always do that luck because I never know what I need, and it's so hard to get the new equipment. So I always order ahead. You can simply tell them I don't want them. They're fine with that.
Do you have to put a down payment?
0.
So so you just let them know that you want these trucks in a year, and then you're locked in.
Correct.
To that.
As long as you commit to 50%.
You have to commit to 50%.
That's correct. So if I say I need 20 trucks, you must at least get 10.
Okay.
That's our deal.
And if for some reason you don't uphold your side of the deal, what would happen to you?
You're in violation.
Okay. But in violation with who? I mean, the bank.
No, just period. Just your word now.
Right. Okay. Got you.
I mean?
Now that the relationship that we talked about is now tarnished.
That's
because
correct.
You didn't do what you said you were going to do.
That's correct. Your word is bond.
Your word is bond.
Yeah. You got to stick.
Okay. So, but they make you sign off on that though?
No.
It's just your word.
It's your word.
Okay. Because you said you got to commit to it, so you don't really have to commit.
Now, if you're new, you're in the game, they might make you sign off. They might want you to have a proof of funds and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Once they know you, man. Once you start stumping big, they understand and they respect it.
Wow. That's dope, man. That's dope. You said you got 10 on the way.
20.
20 on the way.
Yeah. We just got 9 of them.
Okay. So what are you scaling up for now? What's going on?
We're just growing. Yeah, we got rid of some old units earlier this year when the time was right.
Yeah.
A lot, we were dealing with all the COVID, a lot of driver issues and stuff. I said, well, if they're sitting here and they're worth a lot of money, let's sell them because our new units that we ordered a year ago is on their way.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we'll roll them out.
Gotcha.
And we did.
Okay, and what are you guys doing in terms of like the general freight now? What's like your main commodity that you haul?
All dry.
All dry?
Yeah, we really don't touch any hazmat or anything like that. We do we do have 4 reefer trailers. We run just some food here and there, north and back. North to south and back. But 95% of our business is all dry freight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. And mostly load board. What would you say load board to direct customer ratio?
I say 1/3.
1/3 is load board?
Yeah.
Okay, got you.
Yep.
And the other 2/3 would be direct relationships that keep
Absolutely.
you guys rolling. How has the market been for you guys recently with everything going on? I mean, we know fuel is up.
Fuel up, rates are going down.
Rates are down. So how's that impacted you?
Absolutely. Fuel is brutal.
Yeah.
I can't sit and say it's nothing but brutal. Fuel is very, very, very expensive. But once you build that good relationship with your customers, they understand where they need to move with the rates.
Yeah.
You get the ones that don't want to move and they want to fish for the guys that are going out of business because they don't, again, understand that they're losing money.
Right.
When you get that type of customer, you take care of them, and we have those type of customers. They understand, hey, we gotta go up 10%, 20%, 50% sometimes when we wait too long.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, they understand. Some don't. You dodge that freight. That's it.
There you go.
You dodge it. It's we're paying this. Sorry, we can't do it for that.
Right. What other things are you doing to save, man? Because it's all about how much you keep, right?
Absolutely.
So what adjustments have you guys made in this market to kind of keep things going?
We have an in-house account here for fuel. We're actually going to bring fuel on site here next year, but we have an in-house account that we do a ton of business with. We used to do 40,000 a week or so with fuel with them. Okay. And they give us the steepest discounts because they're like a mom and pop.
They deliver fuel to you.
Correct.
Okay.
No, we go there.
Oh, okay.
But it's in our path of
got it.
You know what I mean?
Got it.
So they treat us the best because we spend so much. All our trucks are governed at 70 miles an hour. That helps a ton.
Yeah.
I remember when I first started, we didn't have nothing governed. You didn't understand.
Right.
And when I started ordering all these trucks, I'm like, listen, dealership, start governing all these trucks at 70 miles an hour, everything.
Yeah.
And when we did that, $5,000 a week. Saved in fuel.
Wow.
I couldn't believe it.
Wow.
I said,
that's crazy.
$5,000 a week. I said, oh yes, this is what happens. This is what has to happen. And
makes sense.
We governed every piece of equipment we own.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Got you. What else? Give me some other things you guys are doing to save.
Oh man, what else? The equipment's always governed.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to save per se. We continue to do the same thing we always do. We try not to take loads that are ridiculously far that they don't compensate for the fuel. We stay away from those flat rate loads that they don't understand what the fuel cost is. It's fuel is a necessary evil. It's like insurance.
4.
All right. So tell me about it. You get your truck and what do you start doing?
I start calling my cousin GP again. Like, hey, man, I got the truck.
Okay.
Where do I start to get the work from? Where I do this at? He's like, well, I'm going to send you this number. He sent me this lady. Her name's Zora. She on Zayden Trucking here.
Okay.
So she was like, yeah, I'll put you to work. She like, but one thing I don't like people that hire. I like owner operators.
Okay.
So she's like, you can't have someone working for you. You got to drive the truck yourself.
Really? That's what she said?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, why you don't like employees driving the truck? Because she was like, owner operators, they come to work more, and drivers ain't reliable. They'll call in and...
But, I mean, how does she expect you to grow as a company? At some point, you got to have drivers, right? Unless you have one truck forever.
That's where I'm getting to. Like,
okay.
So... I'm like, I'm feeling myself. I'm getting money. I'm stacking. I'm getting more money on top of the 70. It's coming in. I'm working every day.
Right.
So I'm buying truck. I'll buy another truck. I pay cash money for a truck. I drove all the way to Minnesota, buy me a Mac for $60,000.
Okay.
And she was like, well, what you do that for? Like telling me like why I buy more truck. I ain't understand it.
Right.
Like,
so this is truck 2 you're looking at.
Truck 2.
And she's like, nah, I just want you to work. You and your one truck.
Yeah, and
Okay.
she making me feel like I was doing something wrong or something. She was like, she was like, what you doing that for? I'm like, what you mean? Don't I supposed to grow? You know, like
right.
I'm trying to have a big company. She was just shooting me down like, nah, you don't need to do that.
So, I mean, I'm sure there's other companies in there, right, that worked for her or worked with her?
Yeah, but they was telling me, like, they was like, you get more than one truck with Zora, you ain't gonna grow.
Really? So she wants everybody to have one truck because she's like, I guess, like, from her perspective, she wants you to pretty much, like, almost, like, be dependent on, like, the operation. You're kind of staying there. You're working. You're going to show up because you're not making no money unless you show up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of like locked in, right?
Yeah, so she telling me that. So I'm like, man, I can't stay right here because I ain't growing. I got 2 trucks now. She only sending me a dispatch for 1. Yeah. And stuff like that. And I'm trying to grow. I'm stressing to my fiance like. So
real quick, what is she's a broker or what is she?
She's a dump truck broker.
She's a dump truck broker.
Yeah.
Got you. So she has who's she working with that she has all these loads and why does she have so much power?
Because she been in it 30 years. Okay. And a lot of people, they ain't helped on getting out there and getting it themselves. Okay. They depending on, like, her to send them work all the time.
So that's the route that everybody's going. Everybody's calling her. Any new company they call her, she gets to work and nobody goes past that. Like, they start with her.
Yeah.
Got it.
So, I'm coming like, no, it's got to be better, Right. So, I went to, so the winter here now. She said there ain't no more work. I got these 2 trucks. I still got to pay my guy a note for the 1 truck. Yep. And I see trucks working every day, flying past me, everything. I'm just sitting here, like, wow, man.
What's
like,
going on?
Yeah.
And what you doing with truck number 2?
They sitting.
It's just sitting.
Both of them sitting now.
Well, okay, so even before that, though, did she ever let you work the second truck?
Yeah, when she felt like it.
Okay, got you. Well, it wasn't no guarantee money.
I always made more money with 1 truck than I ever did with 2.
So you hired like a driver for that second truck?
Yeah.
Eventually? Okay, got you. But she wasn't really working it like that.
No.
Okay, got you. She was just sitting it. Yeah. She's going to make you sell that truck one way or another.
Yeah, try to make me. I was like.
Try to squeeze you out.
Yeah.
Or smoke you out. All right, go ahead, continue.
So the winter get here, she called me like, yo, it's dry, man. So like it's the end of the. So I pack up, I take my trucks, I tell my fiance like, I gotta go to Arizona. They working year round down there.
Right. Ain't no winter.
And my sister live down there. I just want to keep going. Like I just want to get some money. She like, go ahead. I'm working in Arizona, for the whole winter. I got both of my trucks down there. I'm just,
Who'd you connect with in Arizona?
I was looking on Craigslist. Like, I got
just looking for dump truck drivers or whatever?
Dump truck drivers, people looking for dump truck drivers. I'm calling them like, hey, y'all got extra work or, a company that I could get to that need trucks. Yeah. And, they sending me to a company like, try DB Solution down in Arizona. I'm like, they working. So, I go there. The guy was like, man, I'm going to have you working every day. I never missed a day of work down there. Like,
got you.
They rates lower, but I never missed a day. It's like consistent.
Got it.
Consistent.
Got it. Okay.
So, I go down there.
You take both trucks down there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I go down there. After the winter over with, spring and stuff, I'm coming back to Milwaukee. So I call Zora again, like, hey, Zora, I'm back in Milwaukee. I'm trying to look for work, She like, oh, no, you went to Arizona. I was like, wow.
Yo, Zora's the worst. Yo, she's like somebody's mom or something, man. She think that like y'all are kids or something like that.
Yeah, but like she like, oh, no. You went to Arizona.
You left me. Now you want to come back.
I'm like, it wasn't. You told me it wasn't no work.
It wasn't personal. It was business. What do you expect me to do? Sit and starve?
Like, what you want me to do, Zora?
Yo, that's wild.
Like, so she had. I was like, I'm trying to work. everybody working. She ain't working now one of my trucks, man. Like now one of my trucks. So I'm just doing my homework. I'm on the computer looking. I talked to my big guy Spice. He in the dump truck world. He's like, man, what you need to do is get your DBE.
Okay.
And your SBE. I'm like, what's them, Spice?
Right.
You know, I'm getting, you know, you want to listen
that?
to them.
Like, okay, you got me.
Yeah, like, what's them? He like, you can bid on government contracts and city contracts. I'm like, for real? He like, yeah, you won't have to go under nobody. He like, man, a lot of people lazy, so they ain't gonna put in all the work, sending in all the documents they need, like, keep. So I'm like, yeah. I told my fiance, like, man, we need to get a DBE. I don't even know what it is. At the time, I'm just saying what my guy said. I'm like, man, we need to get a DBE. So I'm Googling DBE. And, you know, it's popping up, like, minority.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah. So she like, I called a lot of people, like, man, could y'all help me with DBE? They was like, yeah, it's going to be like $3,000.
Okay.
To file your papers. I'm like, wow.
$3,000 to file your paperwork.
Yeah.
Something that's free.
Yeah, it's free. So I went to this guy, his name, he worked with the DBE people in the neighborhood, like all the minority companies, and he's printed out the paperwork for me. So I went home and took it to my fiance. She filled it all out and everything. So I'm just waiting every day. I'm like, Kayla, did the DBE get accepted yet? Get the DBE, you know, I'm ready, you know, because I'm tired.
Now, during this time, are you working at all, or is our homegirl still sitting you down?
She's still sitting me down.
Okay.
Well, let me fast forward. Let me rewind it a little bit. Yeah. So she set me down. I'm at a barbecue, right? I ain't working at all or nothing. I'm at a barbecue. Uncle Jerry, he brushed up on me like, you know, I'm the supervisor at the gas company out here, like the gas company for homes and stuff.
Yeah.
So he's like, man, what you need to grab is a hydrovac truck.
Okay.
I'm like, yeah, what's that? You know?
What you need to do. Everybody telling you what you need to do.
But they don't know I'm going for it. Like, don't tell me something.
Every time they tell you, like, for real? All right, let me go get it.
I went to go buy the hydrovac truck.
Hey, what's the hydrovac truck?
The hydrovac excavation truck. So it's like a giant vac on there, and it's a pressure hose, probably like 7,500 PSI water pressure hose. And they got a giant vac on there. Say like under here, we got live wires and pipes and stuff that you don't want to dig in with the excavator. You had a giant vacuum, and you had a PSI, the water PSI, and that cut in the ground because it spit out 7,500 PSIs. Like it'll rip skin.
Rip you right apart.
It'll rip you right apart.
Okay.
So that the water is like the drill. And the vacuum suck up all the wetness and the gravel and dirt and stuff in the ground. Like, it's like a modern day excavator. Okay,
and how much does that piece of equipment cost? So I go out there,
I spent $500,000.
$500,000?
GTT Commercial Tires is a tire store that's designed with the owner-operator in mind. It serves as a helpful community where you are always their #1 priority. Whether you're a new owner-operator or you've been driving for years, their mission is the same, to keep owner-operators in business. That's why they go above and beyond providing superior customer service when you actually need it, educating you on proper tire care and delivering a no BS sales experience. With 2 conveniently located stores in Richmond and Petersburg, Virginia, and almost 2,000 5-star Google reviews, they are truly raising the bar and setting a new standard in tire care. Make sure you call 1-800-991-6251 to schedule your appointment now and tell them Truck and Hustle sent you.
Yeah.
Hold on, where the $500,000 come from though? You stacking like that?
Yeah. You funny.
I'm just saying, man. Like, I mean, I know you're getting your money, but that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
500. Okay.
I spent $500,000 on this machine, man.
Okay.
Like, cause I'm so desperate to get some money. Like, I want a company.
He trying to get money, but he got $500,000 to spend. You already got money. You already got some money.
It ain't like I paid cash for it.
I know, I'm messing with you.
I finance.
You finance. I know, I'm messing with you.
You know, so.
What was the down payment on that thing?
$50,000.
$50,000 for a $500,000 piece of equipment.
Yeah.
And what type of? Well, go ahead. Keep on telling your story. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You said what type of work?
No, I was gonna say like what type of work do you do with it? No, I know you do the like. I was gonna say how do you get your work? But I'm gonna get to that though.
Yeah, like with that, you can suck off. Say you got a big building. You know they got a lot of rocks on there for their roofing. Like a lot of pebbles when they do the roof, they throw rocks on the top of the building.
Yeah.
So you can get contracts sucking the rocks off so they can retard the roof and things like that. Like, it's different.
It's a whole different niche,
Man,
a whole different ball game.
If I show you, bro, like I put in so much work trying to get that business taken off the ground.
Yeah.
I'm caught in every roofing company, every construction company.
Okay.
Every utility company.
Got you.
Like everybody, man. I'm calling all the way in Midland, Texas, where they do oil at, pumping oil out and everything.
Right, like fracking.
Yeah, fracking.
Yeah, because it's almost the same type of process. It sounds
yes,
like.
it's the same thing.
Yeah,
like,
okay.
Man, like for real, man. Like I tried it. Like
so you did all that after you you spent the 50 down and had this $500,000 piece of equipment.
And I just got it sitting. I ain't making a quarter. You know?
Yes,
I ain't making a quarter. Like, I'm just trying to, I'm trying to find
trying to figure it out.
I'm trying to figure it out, man.
Okay.
Like, man.
Okay.
So I'm just like, man, you know what? I can't spend $5,000 every month and I ain't making nothing no more.
Right.
I'm finna turn this mug in. I'm finna go get all dump trucks. I'm finna go get some. Now I'm back on the drawing board. I'm back on the dump trucks.
So you never got any work with that thing, with that machine?
I never got not one
you
work.
Purchased it?
As soon as I sell it, these folks call me like, hey. I'm like,
we heard you was looking for work.
I'm about to be broke. I can't hold on to this machine. You know how this machine is. Then I got to winterize it and do all this. I can't do it.
Right. That's crazy.
You know?
Okay.
And I was like, like I was trying my best. Like, like I wanted to be so successful with the trucking because I already got my CDLs and this was,
Yeah.
Like, I ain't got no real high school diploma.
Right.
I got so.
Yeah.
I can't get jobs. It's just bad.
Right, there's no plan B, man. It's got to work.
Yeah, it got to. Like,
I
ain't taking no for an answer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
facts.
I'm calling this old school guy that here. He got one of them business, but they act like they was scared of me because I'm so desperate and determined. You know what I'm saying? And go get it.
So now the uncle who told you that you need to get one of them trucks, he couldn't even find nothing for you?
He tried his best, but he told me at the beginning, like, I'm not saying you know what I'm saying? I'm like...
He's like, I'm not promising you gonna make now money.
Yeah,
now,
he
nephew.
said he ain't promised me, but he's like,
but it could work if you make it work.
Yeah, like I'm like, for real, I'm just here because I ain't working the dump trucks. I ain't doing nothing. I'm just sitting at home spending money, just like, man, figure it out. I'm calling even the guys who drill in the ground.
Right,
I'm pulling up on them work sites, looking like, man, what? I'm asking the guy in Texas, like, man, what if I buy you another machine? You think you know what I'm saying? I'm just,
anything you could do.
Yeah, like,
man.
Anything to go back to the streets. You know? Like,
right.
I'm scared. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm scared of that because I built so much.
Yeah.
And I got a family now. My kids ain't never seen me in no situation like that. So I'm trying to do anything, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Got it. But like you said, it doesn't work out, and you end up selling the truck.
Yeah.
Do you lose money on selling the truck? Or how?
No, I didn't sell it. I didn't lose not a quarter because it was the pandemic, and the trucks is in high demand, so they was paying over the sticker price for them.
So you made money on the truck.
So I made money on it.
Okay, how much you make?
So I made like $30,000 on it. You know.
Okay, cool.
They paid $30,000 over the sticker price for it. The guy who sold it to me actually called me like, man, I know you ain't been working because I've been talking to him about it. Like, man, it's been bad for me, you know?
Yeah.
So I made $30,000 over the sticker price. And I was like, man, I'm just going to buy more dump trucks, something that I know a little more about.
Yeah.
So after this, all my certifications kicked in already.
Gotcha.
Because I got the I wasn't even thinking about getting the certifications really for the dump because my uncle told me, like, man, you get these certifications for this equipment,
Yeah.
you gonna make $300 an hour. I'm like, what? by myself.
Right,
you
right,
know?
right. Okay, so prior. Okay, so you said your certifications kicked in after the pandemic, and you bought the what's the name of the truck?
The
Hydrovac
truck
prior to the pandemic, right?
Yeah.
So you've been in business for like 10 years.
Yeah.
So prior to that, you were running how many trucks? But before you bought that hydro,
I was running two.
You're running
two dump trucks.
Okay, got you. So
Yeah.
you run the two dump trucks. Then work kind of slowed down. You bought that machinery. It didn't work out. Then the minority business, the certifications kick in.
Then they kicked in.
Go ahead, go from there.
Then my fiance, she was like, we getting all type of emails to bid on jobs. I'm like, yeah. So we just bidding. We don't know what we doing.
What type of jobs are they putting out there? What are you seeing?
They like the first job email that came through there, it was bidding on the Wilson Park Creek Ranch.
Okay.
It's a park where they digging out. Like they digging out the whole park.
Okay.
So it was so much square feet.
And that's a local job, right, in this area?
Yeah, it's a local job.
All right.
So they were saying, like, yeah, this is a $5 million job, So I'm like, bid on it, you know?
Right.
We bidding on it. We ain't winning that. We just steady bidding.
So when you look at that and you say, okay, this is a $5 million job, how do you even know how to bid or what to do? Because like you said, you bid, but you didn't get it. So how did you figure that out?
Per truck.
Okay.
Like, they'd say this, like, we'll give you guys $500,000 per truck. So we bidded on that, like, okay, $500,000 per truck. We get them a rate, like prevailing wage rate. So prevailing wage rate is we gotta pay our drivers $56 per hour.
Okay.
That's a prevailing wage. It's called prevailing wage. So prevailing wage, we go higher. We go tell them that we want $140 an hour for prevailing wage.
Okay.
Private work, we go tell them we want $115 because it's private work. We ain't got to pay them.
You don't got to pay the driver that
$56 because that's prevailing wage.
Okay, got you.
We only give them $56 like when we say like we working on this road right here. Mm-hmm. We ain't got to go off the road. We got to stay right here on the road. Like that's what it's called, prevailing wage. But if we pick up the dirt from this road and we taking it maybe 3-4 miles away, that's non-prevailing.
That's non-prevailing wage.
Yeah.
So okay, so when you're still sticking with this contract, so you have to basically line by line tell them how much you're gonna pay your driver, right? Whatever that rate's gonna be, that's gonna be prevailing wage.
No, they tell us like.
Or they're telling you how much?
Yeah, they tell us like this job prevailing wage. So once they tell us it's prevailing wage, we already know how much
the rate is.
The driver,
right?
Because it's a government
job. It's a government, right? Exactly.
And
so it's a government
pay
contract.
Them so much per hour,
right? That prevailing wage is what the rate is, regardless. You can't make the rate up. The government makes the rate up.
Yeah, like that $56, the government make that up, but we can tell them like we want $140.
Mm-hmm. You can mark it up.
So we can afford to pay the $56.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Got you. So you have to basically take that rate that the driver gets paid, and then you have to add all your costs and all your expenses into it. So how did you kind of figure that out? That was just you sat down and kind of just broke down each truck?
You bust your insurance down. Say your insurance $800 a truck. You break it all the way down to the minimal dollar. Like, say if it's 800 trucks, so it'd be like, I pay $50 a day for insurance. Mm-hmm. I pay $115 a day for gas. I pay my driver $275 a day. So you add that up, and you at least want to make. I don't know what everybody else want to make, but I at least want to make at least $600 profit a truck.
Okay.
Each truck.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if I'm making $600 profit a truck, I'm happy. It's a good day for me.
Got you.
3. So tell me a little bit about the business when you first joined on. What do you first see? What are some of the things that you automatically think that you can change? What do you think you're going to bring to the company? Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I see a hustler running at 100 miles per hour, right? Because now I'm in it. So he's ordering tires, right? He's slinging tires, but there was a lot of things that were missing. First thing, POS system, merchant processing, Man, guys are literally getting taken to the ATM machine, which is right down the street at the McDonald's and the Exxon service station, about a half a mile down the road, to get cash.
Right.
And I'm like, yo, this is not sustainable. Like, we gotta get this under wraps. So, from something as minute as that to just, again, sales. Like, I knew I could bring that, right? And then I also felt that, from a financial perspective, I could obviously act as a CFO in on-the-job training, right? So I've never officially been that for any company, but my time at Northwestern Mutual definitely gave me a lot of foundational financial pillars to be able to pull on. And so came in with that, had a vision in terms of what we could do to really expand that. And so really wanted to get into being able to assist the drivers and the truckers who needed the acute scenarios met, right? Guy rolling down the road with his load, boom, he blows a tire. He needs road service if he can't limp to the store. And so getting to a point where we could put the tires on, like introduce that. Getting to a point where we added road service, right? So now the same operation that we have here on the physical grounds where we're changing or repairing a tire, now we can do that on the road for these guys so that they can continue on their way. And just really streamlining and creating and streamlining a customer experience that is second to none. By far. The amount of customer care that we administer before, during, and after the sale, second to none. Wow. As you know, like, this industry is so transactional, and from mechanic places to tire places, most truckers are just seen as a dollar sign. And so it's all about the money. For us, it's all about the relationship and the rapport building. I believe if we take care of you and put you in positions to not only save money on your tires or save time to be able to get back out there to make more money or what have you, but if we can really put you into an ecosystem where from our resources that we've amassed at this point, whether that be actual individuals or that be knowledge, to make you a more profitable running trucking operation, why would you not do business with us?
Right.
And so it's little things like that that, we got the momentum going on it, and now it's like a runaway train, man.
So how do you do that? Because as you know, this business is so fast paced, guys just need to get their stuff and they want to go. So what are the additional things that you're adding, those value adds that are making, continuing the relationship after they get a tire? Like, how do you actually do that?
Yeah, so for starters, the transaction itself, we have a process where you come in, you get taken care of with what you came for. Maybe we, educate you about some other things that you might have not known about that you needed for the truck. We take care of that. And then literally right after that, we have a process where we reach out to you in a certain time frame and we make sure that the product that you got from us is still holding up. So your experience is still good, right? And you'd be surprised how far that goes with people because, again, usually after people get the money, you're an afterthought.
That's a fact.
Especially in this game because you got to think if a cat comes in here and buys 8 new drive tires, the likelihood, unless something crazy happens and he hits something in the road, the likelihood of him needing tires again for that same specific truck is very low for at least 18 months to 24 months.
Right.
But for us to be that thoughtful about it, I know it goes over well with the guys because it's like, damn, like they ain't just preaching the gospel, like they really do care, right?
Yeah.
So that's like one example. Another example is, a lot of our owner operators that come in here are of a different ethnicity, right? And so that puts them in a position to become DBEs and become SWAM, like disadvantaged business enterprise, small women and owned minority companies. And so we help them, right? We partner them with people who can help them get those designations because versus just looking on a load board, right, and having to scavenge for different loads that might have crazy rates that don't really make sense, especially in an industry, not an industry, but an economic time like right now where the gas rates are going crazy, right? Like you can get government contracts, right, state, local, federal, and find yourself getting paid an enormous amount for even less work and less miles, which then preserves the truck. So it's opportunities like that we present all the time as well. And so it's just like, yo, these people really care because we don't get anything financially from an incentive standpoint for that, but it just makes us feel good to know that we really are doing things that we know can be beneficial, introducing it and trying to put everybody in a position where everybody is growing.
Got you. Let's rewind a little bit. Do you know why your brother got into the tire business to begin with?
100%. Yeah, man. So, my brother was into passenger tires. Again, I'll tell you, he's tried a lot of things for about 14 years.
Okay.
And so his main distribution point for that was selling to other retailers that sold used and new passenger tires, right? So he never had like a real storefront at first. Then, some of the guys started getting squirrely on the net 30 payments and stuff like that. And so, of course, him being, quote unquote, the plug, it was easy for him to just pivot to retail. And so he did. And a lot of his customers at the time happened to be truckers, unbeknown to him, that were bringing their personal cars, their wives' cars, getting tires. And they're just kind of venting, if you will, right, about different challenges that they're facing. And so he knew their plight very well. And so for him, the biggest thing to get into it was getting them better cost and saving them money on tires. So his slogan at the time, when he really originally kicked this off, was wholesale prices directly to the driver. And so that helped like really spew it because his prices were very low. And so, yeah, that was his reason.
How was he able to have those low prices?
Man, I'm going to tell you, man, again, a lot of serendipity in our life. So he met another unicorn, a black guy who was in investment banking and commercial tires, who took a liking to him because of his hustle that he displayed, right? And so that is how he got his start. You know, the guy was literally, whatever he would buy, the guy would throw. So if he bought 30 tires, guy would throw him 30 tires and give him 30 days, give him 60 days. At the relation, yeah. And so, yeah, that's how it got started. Wow. Yeah.
So he just was like a random encounter.
I don't know the inner workings of how they met.
That's dope, though.
Yeah, I do know that is the origin story.
Okay, got you. And then you said he started selling like out of the small...
out of his shed in his backyard.
Yeah. In the backyard. And then he went into this space
warehouse.
Right here.
Yeah. No, so the other location prior to this one was a 5,000 square foot warehouse in the East Belt Trade Center. So it's probably like 20 minutes from here.
So that was the first location that you went to, right? Okay, cool. So when you came at that time, what was the company doing in terms of revenue?
So at that time, my brother had gotten it to 317,000.
Okay, 317,000. So what does that equate to in terms of like how much tires are you moving like per week or per month or however you kind of calculate?
Yeah, so with him getting it to that point, remember I wasn't part of it.
Still wasn't there,
yeah,
right.
So I don't know exactly how many tires were sold, but I do know that that's where he ended 2018. But I can tell you 2019, which is when I joined, you know, we multiplied that several times over, and you know, we crossed over the 7-figure threshold, and that year we sold about 2,800 tires.
2,800 tires.
Yeah, and then 2020 we sold about 7,500 tires, and then in 2021 we sold over 15,000.
Okay, got you. All right, so when you're getting into the tire business, I mean, how many different, I guess, vendors are you guys working with to get your tires? Like, I mean, because this initial guy that you were working with, is he still somebody you work with now, or?
No, man. He when my brother encountered him, you know, he was on the tail end of things, and so he sold the business.
Okay.
And I don't know what he's into now.
Right. Yeah. So that was done. So you guys had to find like new vendors and all that. So kind of like give us an idea like how the process works to how you guys actually acquire your tires and how that kind of starts to, you know, the flow.
Yeah, I can tell you firsthand how it goes. So, you know, my brother could tell you, man, in the beginning, right after he sold the company and it was just not the same arrangement anymore. Now we're in the streets per se, or we're on our load board looking for, you know, people who we can get tires from. And, you get scammed. That's how it works, right? You know, you're looking for the cheapest cost, right? Because you want to have a decent margin, but you also want to have a decent selling price so that you don't turn people off, because it is a very fickle market in terms of pricing. And yeah, you get scammed, man. You know, we sent deposits twice and never got tires.
Wow.
Yeah, so I caution anybody, man, when it comes to them, you know, overseas opportunities, just do your due diligence, for sure. But now at this point, right, we have it pretty dialed in. So, of course, you have your local vendors for certain things, but mainly that's the passenger tire market for us that we purchase tires. We don't do much of that. Our niche is definitely the commercial tires. But at this point, you know, we have some vendors that we've locked in that are in different places in the country, and even some that are overseas that we have a really great working relationship with that we deal with direct.
So how do you vet your vendors? Like, how do you know who's trustworthy? What are you doing in order to make sure you're working with the right people?
Yeah, you start flying places. Yeah, you need to see the facility.
Okay.
Yeah, so you just buy some plane tickets and you pull up. Yeah, Romel, I'm coming to see you.
Okay.
And quickly right there, you know, you find a lot of phone calls stop being answered, a lot of emails stop being answered, because then they know, you know, just a different level of seriousness, and obviously they don't have the facility to back up what they was about to try to get from you in terms of the money.
Got you. So okay, so like, at this point, like, are you going on Google? Are you going on, like, is there like an Alibaba for tires? Like, where are you finding these vendors?
It's an Alibaba for tires, but again, I caution you, man. You know, a lot of those
you can get scammed out there.
Yeah, man.
But that's where you'd start, though.
Yeah, because you're trying to find something, right?
Okay.
Like, at this point we already got something going, so we got to keep it going, right? But yeah, for us, you know, you start really talking to other people that's in the industry.
Okay.
And, you know, you met with resistance there again because majority of the people in the industry don't look like us.
Right.
So
and
that's
they didn't want to give up their
nuance.
plugs, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure like that's the most important part. Like your plug, if you find a good plug, you don't want to tell everybody who it is.
You know,
like I'm sure you're not going to tell me who your plug is right now for everybody to know who it is, right? You know what I'm saying?
We
or maybe
can talk off camera because of where we are now.
Exactly.
But,
exactly. But I wouldn't expect you to.
Yeah.
Right. So you know that's like the most important thing. So how do you like? I'm sure you had to make a whole lot of calls, do a whole lot of traveling.
Yeah. I attribute that success truly to my brother, man.
Okay.
You know, he like a bounty hunter. He gonna find it. You
All
know,
right.
trust and believe. So, like I said, you know, it was finding different opportunities. However, he went about doing that. Maybe it was some online searching. I only received the end product. Like, yo, bro, we going here, we going here, we going here. I talked to Ramel. I talked to this person. We need to check them out, make sure that they legit. Because at this point, we've tried the Alibabas and we've gotten the scam, right? Like literally. So that's how it went.
Okay.
And then, you know, seeing the legitimacy of these people's operation, okay, now we spend some money with them. And over the years, now the relationship is solidified to the extent where, you know, we get pretty good deals.
How do you know what to look for in a tire? Like because you said you get scammed. So what is getting scammed when you get a tire? Like, are you getting like a piece of rubber that doesn't work? Like, what does that mean?
It means we got no tires.
You get no tires at all.
Yeah.
Okay, but is there such thing as a bad tire though?
It used to be.
Okay.
Right? Like the tire market has come a long way. So at one point of time, you had like the import brands that got a really bad knock, right? Almost like Hyundai. Like 10 years ago, Hyundai, in terms of what it was then and what it is now, is different. Like you can buy a Genesis that look like a Mercedes and actually ride like one, right? Back in the day, that wasn't the case.
Right.
So I think the same can be said for tires. Like really, it's not necessarily so much a bad one now. You just have like good, better, best.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So certain factories do produce a better quality tire depending on what it is that you're trying to solve for. So if you're a guy and girl that's an owner operator and you're looking for like mileage, right? Like you're looking for cost per mile. There's a certain tire range that we can talk to you about. If you're somebody who's looking for a tire that's going to get you the best fuel mileage, like that's probably going to be a whole different type of tire because there is technology and engineering that does go into them.
Okay.
So it's more about that now.
Got you. So when you're sourcing these tires, do these factories provide all different brands or do you have to go to different vendors for the specific brands that you're looking for? How does that work?
You got it. Yeah, different vendors for different brands for sure.
Okay.
And you'd be surprised, man. A lot of the quote unquote American-made brands are not American-made anymore for what it's worth.
Got you.
You still got that crazy price tag. So branding.
So how many vendors are you guys working with typically to get supply?
Four on a consistent basis.
4 consistent, and then sometimes you got to kind of go outside the network.
Yeah, and that's based on availability.
Okay.
Because especially right now in today's time, like pricing obviously is one thing, and that's to be said about many industries, whether that's fuel, rent, homes, cars, everything is spiking right now because of the inflation,
right?
And other factors. But the biggest thing is availability. Right. And so certain manufacturers might not have what you need depending on the position and the size. And so at that point, you have to pivot because you have to have something. So a guy might come in here looking for Michelin, but if Michelin has been on back order, right, for 3 months and nobody has it, now I need to talk to you about something else, but I also need to have something else for you because you still need a tire. Right. And depending upon, again, what you're trying to solve for, there could be just as capable, if not a better option available for you that I can educate you about.
Okay, so what's a typical turnaround time, like typically from order to getting back to the end user, which is you?
Used to be 45 to 60 days, but right now, man, it's more like 90 days.
So it's double.
And that's you've had nothing go wrong.
So how does that impact your business? Like you have to order a lot more inventory ahead of time?
Definitely. So budgeting has definitely gone out the window.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And again, like if you were a publicly ran company, right, there would be a lot of scrutiny on the CEO for making a decision like that. But fortunately, being privately held, we're able to make different pivots without having to run that by anybody based on how we're seeing what is necessary for us to continue to thrive, because obviously our business is very product driven. If you don't have tires, you don't have anything.
Right.
So yeah, overspending, if you will, on the product so that we can ensure that we have it.
How important is credit?
I'll tell you, man, it's funny that you asked that. I've had a couple people ask me that recently. Up until this point, we've used no credit to purchase our tires, man.
Really?
Or to fund the entire business. Like, it has really been from the beginning, right after it got past the stage of the 7 used tires and everything, and we transitioned. Well, my brother transitioned from the warehouse to us coming together and now having this location. It's been self-sufficient. It pays for all of its own expenses, from the staffing to the inventory to the leases, everything.
Okay, so when you're ordering, do you have to order? Is there usually like a mandatory minimum? Can you order as much as you want, as least as you want? How does that kind of work?
So when it comes to buying from the big brands, if you want to be an authorized dealer with them, yes, there are minimums, and that's one of the ways to deter someone. In my opinion, yeah, because we've had conversations with certain manufacturers, and I won't even put them on blast, but a lot of them. You present yourself as who you are, and we're black individuals in a space that is definitely heavily dominated by the white male, and so it's like, oh yeah, no, we can't do that. It's too many dealers in your area, and I'm like, man, there's so many trucks. Like, not one dealer, not two dealers, not three dealers can service all of the needs that's out there. So that's a bogus excuse. But all right, cool. Right. Then you had some that gave us the excuse of, oh yeah, well you got to buy 2 trailer loads of tires, And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, what's the math on it? And they're like, oh, it's X, Y, and Z. And it's like, okay, cool, yeah. What's next? Right. And then you don't get a reply back in the email, and then you reach out and there's no voicemail, and it's like, so what's going on? And then they finally get back to you, and it's like, oh yeah, it's too many dealers in the area. It's like, oh, okay, cool. So what I mean is, every time you get to the goal line, they move it back. They move it back.
So why is that? Because from their perspective, I mean, they're selling tires, right? So they're making their money regardless who they give it to. Why would they be concerned for other dealers? Why are they concerned about other dealers? Is it because those dealers want to have a monopoly? They're paying them more? Like, how does that work?
Yeah,
what's the game? What's going on?
In my humble opinion, it is definitely the pressures that they feel from storied brands that have been in business 100+ years, that have been doing business with them, who shy away from competition.
Wow,
it's the only way I see it.
I mean, it makes sense, but it's just interesting. I would have never. Well, I mean, obviously this is America, so I mean things like that do happen. But they want to basically don't sell them no tires, sell them to us, and we can buy more because we're bigger. And, we can probably pay more, whatever they got to tell them in order to kind of shut you out.
Yeah. And, from inside sources, from different reps of different brands, we know for a fact that has definitely been the conversation.
2.
So you said you went to school, right?
Mm-hmm.
And right after you get out of school, you start your trucking company. You actually go buy the truck, right?
2017 KW T680.
Okay.
Automatic old man truck.
So you went big.
I went big. Automatic.
Big. No doubt. Automatic. Do you know how to drive a manual?
No.
You don't drive a manual?
Only reason I can drive a manual. Yeah. But to go and take the test, at the time I had a messed up knee, right? Okay. And so I couldn't double clutch.
Oh, the clutching. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? To go take the test, you got to double clutch.
Got you.
So I can drive an 18-wheeler and I clutch, or I know how to float the gears.
Yeah.
But when you take the test, you got to double clutch.
Yeah, got you.
And that's what messed me up. I couldn't double clutch. I said, you know what? I'm just going to take the test on the automatic. All my trucks are gonna be automatic, so I ain't gotta worry about buying no damn stick.
Do you have the restriction on your license?
Yeah, my restriction's on my license, but I can go back now and change it if I want to. But I'm buying
like you said, you buying new anyway, and everybody's moving to automatic anyway. Yeah, all the bigger companies and all that, and it's good for driver retention. Because a lot of these new drivers coming in don't drive manual.
No.
All right, cool. So you get started. Tell me about. Once you get on the road, you get your insurance and everything set up. Tell me about that first day, man, your first load. What are you picking up? How do you get work? Tell me about that.
Well, I go through the load board, and different dispatchers calling me about trying to get, that they can work with a new authority.
Right.
So they get me a load out of Houston going to Oklahoma.
Do you have a trailer, or are you power only at this point?
At the time, I was power only.
Okay.
So I go get the trailer. They load it up. I'm finna take it to Oklahoma. I gas up. I fuel up diesel. I go fill it up with diesel and everything, and I see all the other trucks at the truck stop. I'm thinking when they leave it out, they going to the left. Okay. But they really going to the right. I don't know it though. Right. So I go out, I turn toward the left and get stuck in a ditch.
Oh,
my
man.
first load just got it. So I'm trying to back up. I'm going in the ditch in the front, and I'm backing into the trailer in the back. It's going in the ditch back here. I'm like, fuck, what the fuck, goddamn. So I called my partner, stay by me. I say, man, hey Raymond, hey man, I need you, bro. He said, what's wrong? I said, man, I'm stuck in the ditch, bro. I need you right now, man. I know you might be in the bed, bro, but I need you right now. He came. I had to spot him though. If I had a spotter, I probably could have got out.
Right.
So I was spotting and letting him know how much he can come up, how far he can go back, and stuff, because, you know, it was at nighttime. So we got it out. He backed it all the way back up for me. I turned around and went out the other way.
So you got it out without a wreck or anything? You had to pull it out?
I ain't pull out.
He just was able to get it out.
He just maneuver in, out, back, turn a little bit, and got me out the ditch.
Okay.
My first load. First load, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I get in there, he get me out. I head on to Oklahoma. Going to Oklahoma, turn the corner, my back, the trailer is hitting the curves and everything. I'm like, damn, man, I know how to drive a truck better than this, man. I ain't hit these curves in school.
In school, right.
Taking the test, I ain't hit these curves.
Right.
So I get to the place I had to go, and they tell me put it in the hole right there, number 17. Right. So it's 2 trailers on 18 and 16.
Oh, man.
So, okay. Now, in school, they only teach you how to bag up between cones. Now, this is my first time for the bag up between
trailers.
2 trailers.
Right.
So I'm looking at this. Ooh, I'm about to hit this thing. I'm trying to turn.
Right.
The fucking the trailer wouldn't turn like I wanted to turn. I'm going up. I'm out there about 45 minutes. The dude at the dock just simply looking at me like this. I'm like, oh well, shit. I'm gonna get in there.
Phones are coming out. They taping you like, look at this dude right here.
I called my boy Raymond again. Hey Raymond, say man, I don't know what's wrong with this trailer. I cannot get this trailer in between these two trucks, bro.
Raymond gonna block you.
Raymond say, Raymond say, what? I say, man, this trailer is not turning, man. I'm maneuvering it. It's not turning to turn in this stall in between these 2 trucks. He said, man, get out and see where your tandem's at. I get out. I say, yeah, my back tires. I don't call them tandems. I call them back tires. I say, they all way in the back. The way you need to move your tandems and put your tandems to the front. I said, how you move to the front? So he say, most trucks got a lever. You're going to pull the lever up. Now you're going to have a button you got to push in. What they got? I told him we got the lever. He said, well, pull that lever up.
Right.
Pull the lever up. Now go and get in your truck. Push your yellow brake in, leave the red one out, and bag up until it come all the way up to the front. So I'm doing it, getting out, going, look. I say, it's on number 9 right now. He said, bring it up to about number 4 or 5. I bag it up some more. And then he say, now push it in gear for you to lock the tandem. I mean, lock the locking pin. I lock the locking pins and stuff. I don't know nothing about this shit. No locking pins or nothing. So I lock the locking pins.
He's just talking to you like, whatever you say,
Whatever
man.
you say.
Right.
Hey, that's what I'm finna do. So as I did that, I was able to put it in the hole, man.
Oh,
that was a hell of an experience. And after that, I got back home. I called the school.
Yeah.
Say, man. Hey, man, y'all ain't teach me how to move these damn tandems, man. I done drove the truck all the way down there with the tandem to the back, run over the curb. They say, Troy, we don't teach you about tandems, man. We just teach you these are your tandems. You learn about tandems when you start working on the job.
Right. Oh my gosh. So the moral of that story is you don't learn much in truck driving school. Man.
No, they teach you how to drive the truck and learn about the truck, but they don't teach you actually going on the road. So I advise anybody that's trying to get in the trucking business, go to school first. Don't just let your homeboy teach you how to drive a truck. Go to school and learn this pre-trip, learn all this stuff. Because it's very, real valuable that you do these pre-trips and everything every day. Right. You got to learn how to do this stuff. And it's valuable to go learn with a big company that's going to put somebody in the driver's seat with you every day. They're going to drive. They're going to let you drive a little bit so you can get familiar with it, to learn everything about trucking while you're on the road. Then next thing you know, they're going to put somebody in there and y'all going to team drive. Yeah. So you're going to get a lot of experience before you just up and do it the way I did. I took it the hard way. You know, I had a lot of friends of mine tell me, man, Troy, man, you probably need to go sign on with a company and then, then get on, like that. But I wanted to do it a different route. Everybody got a route that they want to take that they're going to do for themselves, you know what I'm saying? Right. And I learned, you know what I'm saying? But I advise anybody, go learn from somebody that's going to teach you with some of these big companies.
If you could do it over again, would you have leased on first?
No.
You would have still done it
I still done the same
your way.
Yeah, I still paid all that money that I paid, the learning experience that I learned, because I was so careful and so assertiveness about what I was doing because my money was involved.
Right. You had skin in the game.
I had skin in the game. Yeah. Then after that first load came back, I went and bought a trailer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I went and bought me a trailer and put my name, biggest Walmart name, on their trailers. Berkeley Trucking.
There you go.
On that whole side of the goddamn trailer. You see me going down the street, I have people stop me when I be at the truck stop. Man, who is Berkeley Trucking, man?
Right.
Because I look like.
You look like the big boys.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%. So you said you got that right after that first load?
After the first load.
So that first experience didn't discourage you, tell you to slow down a little bit?
No. I'm going to have to drive somebody else's trailer. I'm going to have to drive somebody else's trailer anyway.
Right, facts.
If I'm doing power only, but I knew I had a loadout trailer. That was the first thing was a loadout trailer.
Okay.
So I kept it for 9 days.
Okay.
Yeah, and the money I made off that trailer in them 9 days, I like, oh no, I gotta buy me a trailer.
Got you.
So I called some friends of mine, asked them about trailers and stuff. They hooked me up with a boy in Montgomery, Alabama.
Okay.
TK, his thing called TK, right?
Oh, yeah.
So Terrence, I called him. He sold me a trailer. I drove down there and got the trailer from him.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
And it was, ever since then, it's been nice.
What kind of trailer? Van?
A drive in, 53 drive in.
Okay.
Bennett? Wash Bosch.
Okay.
Got a Wash Bosch, double doors, swing, air ride. Nice trailer. So I done made some money with the trailer. You know what I'm saying? I'm good.
Okay.
So then doing that for a while, then I bought my second truck.
Okay.
Yeah.
So obviously, if you buying more trucks, things are working out. So what type of freight are you doing? Like general freight off the load board?
General freight. I hooked up with my guy named Keyshawn out of Atlanta, GM6 Logistics.
Okay.
In Atlanta.
Yeah.
I hooked up with him, right? I seen his name on Instagram. Okay. And I just reached out and called him. And we started vibing right off the top, real good. Okay. So all the other dispatchers that was calling me and getting in touch with me, through my business company and stuff. Right. I pushed them to the side and just been going with him, and me and him been rocking and rolling ever since.
Okay, got you. So he's your dispatcher.
He's my dispatcher. He's my man.
He keeps you moving.
What? He keep my trucks moving.
So your operation is generally like OTR? What do you guys doing? Like 4 days on, 3 days? Like how does the operation kind of run?
No, man, I got to tell you about my driver, man. When I was driving on the first truck, I stay gone a day, 2 days, 3 days, come back home. You know what I'm saying? I'm off 3-4 days. Right. But I got a guy named Philip. He went to school with me. Okay. 160 driving school, right? That's where I went to. Yeah. And I told him in class, man, I'm gonna get you to drive me, bro. I'm telling you, I'm gonna get you to drive me. Cause I seen every day he came to school every day with a positive attitude. He was assertiveness. He ain't had no issues. He was trying to drive. He was trying to learn. He was motivated every single day. Right. So when he was driving for some other big company after he got out of school. So he went and learned from them first. Right. He learning from them. I'm learning on my own at the same time. You feel me? Right. So when I bought another KW, right? A 2007 KW with a cat motor in it. I bought it for the motor. Okay. That run hard. Yeah. So I called him. Hey man, I bought another truck, man. Come on, ready for you. This is what I'm gonna pay you. This is what I'm gonna do. And this is all the deductions I'm gonna take out. He said, bet, Troy, I'm on my way home. I'm finna go take these people their truck. He was upstate. Okay. He's in he stayed gone a month and a half with them. Right. That's how he do. So when he come on and start driving for me, I'm trying to send him out a week and come back, a week and a half, come back. Nah, man. Like, I don't do Troy, that. I stayed on the road a month and a half for them white folks. I stay on the road with you that long. And besides, what you paying me, I don't want to come home right now. Let me stay on the road. Gotcha. I tell you when I want to come home. You found a gold in a drive. Golden. Yeah. Philip Cumming, what's up, bro? Shout to him, man. Yes. You don't find guys like that, often that just want to stay out. Yeah. A lot of guys want to come home, but some people like the freedom of the road. Yeah. So I got like 2 other guys from the school and told them I'm going to put them in some of these trucks too. Okay. As I buy them, you know what I'm saying? Recruiting from the school? From the school that I went to. You went to school with them? With them, so I see how they was in school. Right. And they all talk about they want to stay on the road. They want to go on the road. So I'm going to reach back and grab the other 2 guys in a minute. Okay. Yeah. Got you. That's dope. All right, so now you're building a trucking company now. So how is it like dealing with those responsibilities of having employees and all that, and the compliance and everything of dealing with a trucking company? Because that's new. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm sure it's new to you. So how have you been adapting to that? Reading up on a lot of stuff. Going, look, see what need to be done for 2290s, FMSA, and look at your safety.com and stuff. You're looking at stuff I need to do. Yeah. And then at the same time, a lot of people be emailing me stuff all the time. Well, you ain't apply for this, your MC90 and that's and that. Everybody trying to make their money. You make their money. I paid nobody to do nothing. You don't pay nobody, so you do it all? I did everything, everything on my own. I didn't pay nobody to do anything. Right. That's what I gotta do. Read up on it. Oh, I can do it myself.
Yeah.
And I'm a paperwork.
Right.
I'm just doing paperwork from the music.
Yeah.
Paperwork from safety.
I was gonna say it goes back to your time in the music where you just were so focused on like, I'm not gonna let anybody handle my business.
Yes,
I'm gonna handle my own business.
That's what I done. I started doing all the every paperwork myself, and then I got my wife. She do all the payroll, input all the receipts and everything in, and keep everything lined up for me. So I get a statement every week from the dispatch.
Yeah.
Everything he do all week. Everything that the driver do all week, we put in a statement, pay them their money every Tuesday. Every Tuesday I pay them. Gotcha. From every load that we took out for that whole entire week. If we get a load on Sunday or Friday, got to drop Monday, you get paid for that. Yeah, so we get the whole week, good week, you know what I'm saying? And I pay everybody real good. And my wife, she keep over there all the bookkeeping, all the paperwork and stuff. And then I got some other people outside of her that do other little small things for me, but mainly it's all in-house right now.
Okay, dope. So how many drivers do you have now?
I only have one driver and 2 trucks. I just bought that 2007. Okay. I had it 2 months.
Yeah.
So I took a load with it to Arkansas and came back like Saturday night. I just bought the truck. Just I got my pushing plates, I was able to go out of town. So I parked the truck that Saturday night. Monday morning, I got in to go drop a load off about 60 miles down the street that Monday. I dropped the load off by 12:15, something like that. Sitting there in the truck, dropped the load off. Got back on the freeway. 10 minutes, 15 minutes later, the truck catch on fire while I'm driving the truck.
Why are you driving the truck?
While I'm driving the truck, brand new truck driver, unaware of what really I need to do.
Right.
But my common sense, superhero common sense kicked in.
Superhero common sense.
So smoke coming up in the cab. I'm like,
my God.
oh, well, that's not a good sign. And it's on the passenger side, smoke just coming in. It's black smoke coming in. I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm trying to get over. I'm like trying to get over. Cars coming. I'm trying to slow down and get on over. Before I got over, the whole front of the truck is blazing up. Fire coming up. I get on to the side, jump out, grab the fire extinguisher. Yeah. Oh, that ain't gonna do it. let me get away from this truck before it go boom.
He said, that ain't gonna do it.
That little thing is not finna do this here. I bag up and start videotaping the truck and everything, cars coming by, next thing is boom.
Oh my God.
Boom. I mean, I got videos of it, man. It's just fire everywhere. But I was so blessed to get out. I jumped out with my glasses, my wallet, and my cell phone. Wow. Everything else left in the truck.
Wow. Has anybody did a diagnosis to find out what was wrong, what happened, like what caused that?
Well, you know DOT gonna come out.
Yeah.
DOT, first thing he asked me, you got your ELD? I said, yeah, it's in the truck.
Right.
He said, well, that's gone. That's gone. So I ain't got to worry about that.
That's gone.
I ain't got to worry about this.
As far as I'm concerned, everything's legal.
Everything's legal. Hey, everything's straight. He said, you got a load back there? I said, no, I just dropped the load off. He said, okay. And he's looking at the truck. We walk over, looking, he say, ain't no telling what this happened. This thing done burnt all the way down. He was so cool about it. They say, I'm not going to write you up, give you no violations or nothing, because I can't tell if it's an error on your part or nothing, the way this truck burnt up. I'm glad that you didn't hit nobody hit you.
Thank God.
Ain't no fatalities going on or happen or nothing like that, so you're not going to get no record from me.
Right.
Fire marshal them all coming out, and they trying to figure out, we can't tell where it came from. How it burnt all the way down.
All right, guys, listen, before we continue the show, I gotta give a shout out to our sponsor and our partner, OTR Solutions, formerly OTR Capital. But listen, guys, OTR is much, much more than just a factoring company. They provide so many solutions to help the small carrier not only get into business, but to stay in business and maintain, right? So you guys have to partner with them and check them out. Don't take my advice for it. Talk to their clients, right? Talk to their clients. Find out what the people are saying. Everybody will tell you the same thing. So make sure you give OTR Solutions a call at 470-900-3338 or click the link in the bio below. Make sure you check them out and tell them Truck and Hustle sent you.
So now I'm trying to find like a local operation now. So I found this broker that had a contract with this mega this mega produce company.
Okay.
So I said, okay. And it was good money. It was great money. I said, man, I don't even need my own trailer. Okay, cool. And it was every single day, right? Every single day, 7 days a week.
Where'd you find them?
That board.
On the dashboard, okay.
Yep. So I was working with this broker running this account, right? And the customer was located in the same state I live in. So every now and then I will go to the customer because sometimes my trucks had an issue and I will go there and try to hurry up and get it fixed. Or sometimes they would take a man long to load my drivers. And I said, listen, I'm gonna find out who the warehouse manager is and talk to him in person. Listen, I know the broker might send other trucks, but listen, I need when it comes to my trucks, my drivers gotta go.
Right.
So I started developing relationships with people in the warehouse, right? And since I have so many trucks, because now this time I'm moving a lot of trucks. Now I have a lot more trucks. I can, I'm doing 5, 7, 8 trucks a day with this customer and this broker. So now, the customer is starting to recognize who my drivers are. They say, okay. So now we're doing regular loads, and now my drivers are getting loaded and all that. So I get a call from the customer. I say, you should be calling the broker. You calling me for it? Like, hey Andrew, we want to let's talk. I said, okay, all right. So they asked me to come in, and come to find out, my driver damaged one of their trailers. So they were like, we need
backing up or something.
Yeah, we need to make a claim, and we know that you're the owner of these trucks, so we'd rather just call you instead of calling the broker, right? I said, okay, well, how much is it? 18 grand. I said, Jesus Lord, I don't feel like paying this money. Like $18,000. I said, man. I said, all right, man. So the manager in the warehouse, he gave me his cell phone number, right? I said, okay. I said, listen, man. I want to continue, doing loads with y'all, and but is there any way I can work with you direct? I said, listen, I don't know about that, but you got to pay this 18 grand.
What do you do? Would he drop the trailer or something like that?
He no, I don't even know what happened.
That's a lot.
He went back.
Yeah.
When he went back, the whole front end of the trailer was like caved in.
Oh wow.
I'm like, did you hear anything? I'm like, no.
So he hit something. You said.
I don't know what.
Something crazy happened. Because that's like some structural damage. Like the whole trailer had to be totaled out. Because that's the whole trailer.
Something collided.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but that was a blessing in disguise, because I met the head manager and I got his cell phone number. For 8 months, every single month, I would send him a message. Hey, just letting you know, if you ever want to work with me direct, I can fulfill the demand. Hey, never text me, never text me back. I'm gonna show you the text messages also. Never text me back. So one day, out of nowhere, I get a missed call from the customer. I said, what are they calling me for? I get a voicemail from the manager. Say, hey, I've been seeing your text messages. Give me a call. I said, okay. He said, you wanna work with us? I said, yes. He said, these are the payment arrangements. This is how much we paid. We negotiated. After we made that deal, I went to the next level. It was game over. It was game over. And my drivers make over the road money locally. My thing was, I don't want no driver to have to tell their kids, I couldn't be there for you because I was on the road. I couldn't be there for you because I was running state to state. That was important to me. So yeah, I might take a pay cut. Yeah, I can make more going state to state, but me making more doesn't align with what I see from my vision. Yeah, I want my drivers being home. I want my drivers to raise their kids.
I like that. Did you structure the deal over a certain term period, like a year, 5 year? How does that work? Because how do you guarantee? Because if you're putting all your eggs in that basket, how do you guarantee that you'll have that customer to continue to run their freight?
It's lifetime, contingent. my drivers do not have multiple incidents with their equipment.
Wow.
That's the deal.
Does anybody else have a lifetime contract with them?
I don't know.
Not that you know of.
Not that I know of.
Wow, that's a blessing, man.
Yeah. So they were like, this is a lifetime contract. Contingent, your drivers do not damage any of our equipment.
Wow. Wow.
So my trucks run 7 days a week, 8 trucks a day, easily. Yeah.
So right now, you took no over the road anymore. Everything's local operation.
Everything's local.
Okay.
Everything's local.
Okay, got you. So it's reefer.
It's a mixture.
You're running reefer and dry.
Correct.
Okay, got you.
I don't.
And you're pulling their trailers.
Correct.
So it's power only too.
Correct.
Man.
Correct. They changed the game for me.
Yeah.
Changed the game.
100%.
My drivers are home every day. The trucks make good money. I can pay my drivers well. The money my drivers make, they will have to drive state to state to make that.
Right. So. Right. Now that's dope, and that's great for retention. I'm sure you have no problem keeping drivers and recruiting, because if one leaves, I'm sure there's another one that's waiting.
Correct. But again, a lot of my guys were with me.
Right. And you said some came back.
All came back.
Right.
The majority of them
came back.
Some of them had other jobs, but the ones that's supposed to be are here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they really held me down.
That's dope, man. That's dope.
So yeah, it changed the game. But again, there was a lot of moving parts. That driver messed up that trailer. How you not mess up that trailer? I would have.
You would never had that relationship.
Correct. I would never gotten that phone number to find out the head honcho. And I didn't know he was the head honcho.
Right.
That happened in the factoring company. Me having that big old chargeback was a blessing in disguise. Yeah, it hurt my pocket, but the fact that I paid that, right, it made them even more like, okay, like this company is trustworthy.
Right.
So my limit.
Now they're going above and beyond for you.
Oh man. Because
they know you're going to make it happen regardless, either way. Yeah.
If we got $1 million.
So if you need another favor, they got you.
If we got $1 million chargeback, it's going to get paid.
Yeah.
It's going to get paid.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Wow. That's dope, man. So now to bring it kind of full circle, you said you operate about 18 trucks.
Correct.
All local, including the gentleman who's leased on to you. He's running local also with
Mixture. But his trucks never stay overnight.
Okay.
Rarely.
Okay.
If they stay overnight because the driver might be late or the delivery is a late appointment, but he only runs local or like Alabama and North Carolina. That's it.
And who dispatches him?
He does it.
Oh, he does it for himself, just under you. Okay, got you. You guys have any trailers, or you just pull?
We got because before the power only, I had to have.
You had to purchase your own trailers, but now you don't even have to really use them like that.
Correct.
Okay.
So,
okay.
But hold on, let me see what this calling me.
Yeah, nah, do your thing.
But so yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's an amazing story, man. So many ups and downs, and all this in the span of 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years.
3 years.
3 years.
Started with one truck, now we run at 18.
Correct.
And we got a local operation.
Correct.
Paying the drivers as much as they can make over the road.
Correct. And we got titles.
Talk about that. We were talking earlier about the difference between the newer and the used trucks.
Correct.
Can you speak to that real quick, just so?
Correct. People have the perspective. Hey, only buy new model trucks. I get it. They look pretty, and and they are quote unquote more reliable. I get the perspective, but I don't subscribe to it. Because I have new model trucks and I have older model trucks. I focus on Freightliners. It's called a Freightliner. They're made to pull freight. I focus on Freightliner Columbias. Reason being is that they had the Detroit 60 series engines. Those engines do not break down. They stopped manufacturing those engines because they weren't breaking down enough. The dealership wasn't making enough money. So they transitioned from Freightliner from Detroit 60 series to DD15s. So you see a lot of Cascadias that have the DD15s, and the older model Columbias have Detroit 60 series, right? But now guess what? The Detroit 60 series they don't have all those sensors and computers and all that. The newer model DD15s and all that, they have all those sensors and all that. One little sensor could throw off a whole truck. But the older model truck, guess what? It's engine, transmission, clutch, differential, go. These newer model trucks, computers, this electrical unit, any little thing can throw it off, and it's expensive.
Right.
Okay. And I have both, so I'm not speaking from one perspective. I'm not being biased. I'm speaking from the aspect of looking at both avenues, meaning that these 60 series, these are the most reliable engines, in my perspective. I'll explain. You see, what they tell you is, they say, listen, you could get a glider kit truck. It sounds cool, right? Because it's so reliable. You know what a glider kit is?
What is it?
All a glider kit is taking a newer model truck that has a nice new body and taking a 60 series engine and putting it in it. And they call it a glider kit. Okay? That's what it is.
Right.
And they sell them for a lot of money, $80,000, $100,000, because they know what is the real value in that truck is the engine, right? But there's an 03 Columbia with the same engine for $18,000, $20,000, right? But they'll take the engine out of that truck and put it inside of 2018 and call it a glider kit and charge you $100,000 for it because it's gonna be reliable. Yeah, because of that engine.
Right.
That DD15, listen. Make sure you got some good deep pockets on you, because you're gonna spend that money. Yeah, I have DD15s. I got an international that got a Max Force in it, but I got a lot of Columbias. I got those newer model trucks when I didn't really know the game well. Okay, when I started learning the game, I started buying older model trucks, and primarily Freightliner Columbias that have 60 series engines. But there's different types of 60 series engines. You got 14 liters and you got 12.7s. 12.7s are better than 14 liters. Reason being is that when you need, because in the 12.7s are old school. The 14 liter has the DPF system in it. Again, those older model trucks don't have that DPF system in it. Those 14 liters, some of them have that DPF system in it. So sometimes it's better to get a 60 series that's a 12.7 liter. Not the 14 liter, because now the 12.7 is even cheaper. The parts are even more cheaper. The 14 liter parts are cheaper. Are expensive. Are more expensive than 12.7, but 12.7 is cheaper and it's easier to get injectors rebuilt and all that. You can't get, some places don't rebuild injectors on 14 liters, but they rebuild 12.7 injectors, which are which tend to go out after time. I got an 03 Columbia. I got 1.8 million miles on it, right? Only thing I replaced on that truck is the oil pump, other than PMs. I got a DD15. I just had to replace the CPC 2 weeks ago for like $2,000. Little computer, it's a little computer unit behind the dash that went out. And thank God the driver was on the yard when it happened. Because what happened is when you hit the gas, the truck got no power. It was a little box. That little box cost $2,000.
Right.
But luckily, the model for that truck, the CBC was in stock. I have a friend who has a newer model cascaded than I do, who had the same issue. He's still waiting on the part for the last 5 months.
Got you.
He waited so long. He said, I can't wait no more. He went and paid someone $5,000 for the little box. So I said to say, yeah, I prefer older model trucks. Columbias with a 60 series, that's a 12.7 liter. Those are money makers. Now, do I have the internationals? Yeah, I have one, but I got a deal on it though. I didn't buy it I got a deal on it, and it fits my purpose. I'm not buying that truck to go state to state.
Right.
I'm buying it for local. My Columbias I accumulated, those were for state to state.
Right.
That's, they're reliable. But now since I'm running a local operation, I'm getting so much life out of them. And again, they're reliable. Now, I have DD15s, and I have Cascades that got DD15s and all that. But I'm speaking from seeing both perspectives. Why tell somebody to go get a new model truck and they gotta pay and they put what, 10,000 down? Yo, you could take that 10,000. Well, the market's high right now, but you could put, but when the market wasn't so crazy, or relationships, you could take that 10,000, see what you could leverage, get another 8,000, 18,000, buy you an older model truck.
Right.
Find you a good mechanic that can, that knows what he's doing. Well, it's hard to not know what you're doing with those older model trucks. To really, and you can own the truck as opposed to, putting that big down payment on the truck. And listen, that truck, no matter what, that note is due.
Right.
That note is due. Now in all these situations that I had to pay all this money and have all these bills and all that, and all the back pays and all that stuff, right? Paying my cousin and all that, right?
Yeah.
It would have been hell had I had a truck note.
Yeah.
It would have been hell.
That's a fact.
Luckily I didn't. Luckily I didn't. From 1950 to 2022, what has changed? The cattle that was being hauled in 1950 are the same cows and cattle being hauled now.
You're right.
The same paper rolls that was being hauled in 1950 are the same paper rolls that's being hauled now. The same chicken and rice that was being hauled in 1950 is the same chicken and rice that's being hauled now. The loads ain't changed, so why change the truck?
I dig it.
The same truck that was pulling that weight in 1950 it's the same truck that could still pull that weight in 2022. Why change the truck? No, what happened was you changed the truck because guess what? You gotta make more money. So you gotta make a truck more complicated. You gotta put more bullshit on it to make it more you gotta put it on it so you can monetize off of it. Right. If not break it down enough.
Right.
The truck don't need all of that. That same truck in 1950 was pulling that same weight. What, so you gonna tell me a cow in 1950 ain't the same cow now?
Word, you're right.
It's the same.
You're right. Same cow. Do you have all sleepers?
Yes, all sleepers.
Okay. I assumed you did because you bought them off from the over-the-road operation, but now that you have a local operation, you could get day cabs essentially, right?
But I could, but I won't.
Okay.
Reason why I won't, because there's gonna be moments where a driver might be waiting a while to get unloaded. Even though it's power only, so I have situations where a driver might be waiting 2-3 hours.
Gotcha.
I want him to go lay in that bed.
Right.
And now, a day cab will be cheaper for me, right? But it'd be more pain on his back for him to sit up the whole time to get unloaded. He can't lay down.
That's true.
So I'll spend the money to make sure that bed is in the back, that he can go hop back there and lay down, because a shipper might be backed up, or trucks might be, or the warehouse might be backed up, so he gotta wait longer to get unloaded. Yeah. That's why I'll never buy a day cab.
Got you. Nah, I mean that definitely makes sense. But what about if like the company has like a volume spike or something like that? Do they ever like look for more capacity where you could even potentially like lease out some day cabs to help them out on a like short-term basis, or does that not really happen?
That hasn't happened yet.
Okay.
But I put policies and procedures in place in the event there's a spike. Okay, I'll go ahead and see what I can leverage to get some trucks real quick.
Right. And that's kind of what I'm thinking, because if with a situation like that, you never know when they might just have a spike and you want to grab some extra equipment. You can lease some day cabs.
Correct. And that's the thing. And then that's where my cousin comes into play, because again, my cousin, he's the credit guy. He's the one that went out and got the company business credit and all. He's the one who did all of that. Because the company had none of that.
Right.
He went out and got the company business credit. Because he knows how to repair credit and all that stuff.
Got you. He's a credit guy.
But he learned by same way how I learned trucking through my own mistakes. He learned repairing credit and all that through his own journey, at his own expense.
Right.
So he has his own clientele that he manages and helps people and all that. But also at the same time, he's solely responsible for going out and getting credit for the company. So in the event I do need to lease day cabs in a spike or something like that, he go out and take care of that.
Yeah.
Because that's
his thing.
That's his thing. That's it. Like, so when I say our finance department, that's him.
Got you.
That's him. So
okay.
So yeah. So in the event, I need there's a spike. I need trucks.
Yeah.
Because I need like 5-6 trucks. All right, Drew.
Yeah.
Give me a week. I'll get it done.
No, I think I might just planted a seed right there. Just put something out there.
Oh.
I mean, that's how big boys operate. The mega carriers. I mean, they're always tapped into a Ryder or a Penske to where they could always, lease equipment if they need it, and then they turn it right back in.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just makes sense. Yeah, bro. This is a crazy roller coaster of a story, man.
Yeah.
So where, I mean, you guys have grown phenomenally and very fast over the last 3 years. I mean, how much bigger do you want to grow this company, and do you want to, like, because you kind of found a diamond in the rough in that situation with the produce, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how do you grow? Do you feel like you have to keep grow with what they have for you, or are you looking at other opportunities to continue to grow the business?
I'm looking at other opportunities to continue to grow the business, and also my goal is continue to grow my drivers.
If you twisted, confused, or stuck about trucks, don't be dumb. This is the place to come. Truck and Hustle. Let's go.